Haskell, former Democratic senator from Missouri. Claire, thank you for being here. I am trying to make sense of my position here, because on one hand, it seems so obvious that they haven't actually gotten into the substance of these very incendiary claims they're making about the Biden family. And then another part of me thinks, at your own peril, ignore the machinations of the right wing. Where do you stand on this?
Well, first of all, what Hunter Biden did was dumb, and I think had a great appearance of impropriety. May not have been illegal, but Joe Biden didn't do it. And by the way, we have a long history of family members playing off presidents to try to make money. Going all the way back to FDR, we had Richard Nixon's brother. We had, frankly, Billy Carter, who was taking money from Libya. And what drives me crazy about this is the blinking red light around Jared Kushner. Why does the Senate not start a hearing? I mean, let's just briefly walk through what Jared Kushner did. He was put in to run a huge portfolio in a government where he had no experience. Running foreign policy in the Middle East peace process, no experience. What does he do first? He becomes best buddies with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He gets Trump to go to Saudi Arabia for his first trip. He has the Crown Prince in the White House dining room. He does all that. And what happens the minute Trump leaves office? He starts for the first time a private equity fund. He goes over and asks the Crown Prince for $2 billion. And you know what the committee said that runs the sovereign wealth fund for Saudi Arabia, Alex? They said, this is a really bad idea. They did their due diligence and it failed miserably in every test of due diligence. And the management fees were excessive. And they recommended against making a $2 billion investment. Of course, the Crown Prince came along and overruled them and gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. Now, compare and contrast that with Steve Mnuchin, who was Treasury Secretary. He went to the Crown Prince to try to trade off his Trump connections. And instead, even though he'd run an investment company, they only gave him $1 billion and paid him less in management fees. This is a huge scandal. I do not understand why the Senate is not doing a hearing on all of the Trump grift. And I'm not even talking about the money they made off foreign governments while they were in office.
I absolutely hear what you're saying about.
I'm fired up here on this. I'm glad you wanted to talk to me about it.
I think there's probably, I guess I wonder if you think the answer to that question, if you're looking at Hunter Biden, why not look at Jared Kushner? Is the reason Democrats, for example, are not leading the charge on that is because there's a tacit acknowledgement in it that what Hunter Biden was doing was sleazy, if not illegal, and that Democrats, maybe in large part in deference to the White House, are loath to do that. Do you think that that's factoring in here? Is that part of the strategy in not touching Jared Kushner?
I don't understand that strategy. That's a good way to make every headline about Hunter Biden and have everybody forget what the Trump family did. Massive grift while they were in office, and even bigger grift, trading off the influence of the name Trump after they got out of office. So I really think that what Hunter Biden did, I disagree with what he did. I don't know if his father disagreed with what he did. I know that he was tormented by the death of his other son and the addiction of Hunter. But I do know this. I know that the more we give them an open playing field to try to pretend like Joe Biden did something wrong because of what Hunter did, the bigger mistake we make. We need to explain to the American people, first, that Joe Biden did nothing wrong. They have no evidence that he did anything wrong. And secondly, hey, don't look over here. Look at the real sleaziness that occupied the White House the last time Republicans were in charge.
And Claire, I absolutely hear the urgency in your voice saying they need to explain, because I think a lot of people maybe Democrats have PTSD from, for example, Swift boat veterans or, Donald Trump trotting out Bill Clinton's marital infidelities, literally the women who were involved in all of that at, debates to scare Hillary Clinton. Those tactics seem absurd. They were patently false in certain respects, and yet they were resonant. And I kind of wonder if the Hunter Biden thing, as patently ridiculous as it is, trying to tie it to Joe Biden, Republican voters seem convinced about it. They're using it to